Let's go ahead and start seated today. I'm going to use my little pillow to raise my hips up a little bit. Depending on how much you've already moved around this morning, you might be really tight or you might already be loose. Let's just settle into our practice today on this Sunday. Take some time to just notice your breath. See if you can slow it down. Use it to fill up the lungs. Imagine them expanding front and back and side to side, full of air, and then filling up that belly, even letting the belly come out. And as you exhale, let all of that air out of the body. This idea of breathing deeply right now, that we can all be in a safe space where we can breathe deeply and have the lung capacity to take in all this air. As you inhale, imagine growing taller through the spine, the crown of your head moving up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, letting those shoulders melt down the back, the shoulder blades coming together slightly, shoulders away from the ears. Noticing where you tend to hold your tension in your shoulders, your neck, your forehead, your hips. See if you can just bring a little bit of ease into that place. Well, I thought a good theme today would be gratitude, with it being Mother's Day. No matter what your relationship is with your mom, I have to be careful because my mom's in the class. Or, you know, what your own experience is as a mother or not being a mother. But at least being grateful for this life that you've been given. That we're all here right now, breathing. And maybe there's something or someone that you can bring your attention to that brings joy to your life. And let's just take a few more breaths, being present, settling into practice, and anticipating moving in a way that's going to help our body and our mind today. Just taking your time today, listening to your body. It's craving different movements or to come a little bit off of what everyone else is doing. Feel free to honor that. Let's start adding some movement with our breath as you inhale, coming around to the side and forward. And as you exhale, coming around to the other side and curling through the back. So we're actually moving through cat-cow here as we're seated. As you inhale, coming forward, filling up the front of the chest and stomach with air. And as you exhale, coming around the other way and curling through that spine, maybe even tucking that chin down. Finding these little spots as you go around in the circles that you feel tight or tension in. I always feel it in my lower back and my hips, one side a lot more than the other. Just try to imagine bringing your breath into all those tight spaces today. Gradually coming to stillness. And taking these circles in the other direction. Inhaling forward, exhaling backwards. It's amazing, we start like this dry sponge, all stiff, and then as we start to just gently move, like adding water to that sponge so it becomes more flexible. I think it's so nice when you wake up stiff and then after a few minutes of movement, you're starting to feel more open. And gradually coming to stillness here, taking a moment as you inhale to grow tall through that spine again, trying to keep that alignment throughout the class, allowing that energy to flow freely up the spine all the way through the crown of your head. And reminding yourself to keep those shoulders nice and low, letting go of any tension. Let's inhale our arms up overhead and exhale, draw them down into heart center. A couple more times connecting this movement with the breath. Inhaling, imagine gathering any sunlight or positive energy in the room, and exhale, bring it in. Enjoy it. This time we'll inhale our arms up. And as we exhale, gently turning to the right, let that left hand come across to the right knee. Let your right arm be used as a kickstand, keeping that spine nice and straight. Gentle breaths here in this first twist. Using the breath to create space, especially down into the belly as you twist. And then as you exhale and let all that air out, allowing the breath to help you go a little deeper. One more breath here. On your next inhale, bring those arms out to the side. We'll exhale them through center, just letting that spine come to neutral. And we'll take it to the other side, inhaling arms up. And exhaling, turning to the left. 5 deep breaths here. Noticing what comes up in these stretches. Can you stay connected to your breath and your body? Or do you have other things running through your mind? Using that intention to come back to the practice. Inhale those arms back up to center. Exhale, hands to heart, and we'll come right over to hands and knees. You can come over your folded legs or bring them around to the side. And take a moment here to line up those wrists right below the shoulders, knees right below the hips. Working through our cat-cow as you inhale, dropping the belly and gaze comes forward. And as you exhale, starting that motion down in the tailbone, imagining that wave travel all the way up to the top of your head. Inhale here. And exhale. Inviting any organic movement into your cat-cow. Inhaling to expand through the front of the body. And exhaling to curl. I'm going to add some big circles. So as I inhale, coming forward a bit, and as I exhale, coming around to the side, making these big circles with my hips. So feel free to take whatever motions in cat-cow feel good for you. Really feeling like loosening up my hips this morning. And maybe taking those big hip circles in the other direction. Coming to a neutral spine on your next inhale. Bring those knees nice and wide, and let's sit back on our heels coming into a child's pose. So we'll take some time here settling into child's pose. And if there's some organic movement that your body's craving today, just go with it. Go with your flow today. If you can rest your head down on the ground comfortably, then relax here. If you want to add a pillow or a sweater or a blanket underneath your head, feel free. Arms can stay extended overhead or they can come back behind the body. And start to use that breath to open up through the back side of the body. The back of the ribs, the lower back, all the way down into the hips. Just take 5 deep breaths here. Child's pose is always available to you. Even if we're doing something totally different, feel free to drop back and sink into your child's pose at any time. Let's inhale to pull ourselves up to hands and knees. Curl the toes under, and as you exhale, push the body back, the hips back, coming into your first down dog. And taking some time here, getting that length from the fingertips all the way to the tailbone. Imagine that chest being drawn towards the feet so that the ears come between the arms, trying to get that straight line through the back. Externally rotating those arms so the crease, the fold in your arms is moving towards the ceiling, allowing you to get strong through the shoulder blades. And start to pedal out those feet. Feeling the back of the legs just beginning to open up here. Noticing how your down dog feels today. Sometimes it feels easy, sometimes it feels impossible. Be curious. I had a week where I couldn't do down dog. My hands would slip every day. All right, let's flow here as you inhale, coming back to hands and knees, maybe even dropping the belly, gaze comes forward. And as you exhale, curling through that spine, slipping back into your child's pose. Inhale up through hands and knees, curl the toes, exhale, down dog. Follow your own breath. Inhaling forward to hands and knees. Exhale, curling back into child's pose. Inhale forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale forward to hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Inhaling up. Exhale, down dog. One more round following your own breath. And let's all meet in child's pose for a few more breaths. Giving your wrists a little bit of a break here. Bend into those elbows. You can bring your hands into prayer. Maybe walk the elbows forward slightly so that you're feeling a nice stretch through the triceps. And you can let those hands come right down, folding down on your back, or you can give them some wrist rolls. Coming in one direction or the other. And we'll inhale back up to hands and knees. All right. Get my sweater off here. So from hands and knees, get that back nice and straight. We'll start with our right leg by extending it behind us, keeping the toes on the ground. So try to keep that hip level with the left hip. That weight, try to keep it evenly distributed between the other 3 points that are touching the ground. Inhale here, and as you exhale, keeping the right toes on the ground, we're going to drag it to the left, to the outside of the left leg, and then look over your left shoulder. So we're stretching out that right hip, that right IT band. Breathe here. As you inhale, drag it back through center and then keep going, bringing it all the way out to the side. So the right leg comes all the way out parallel, or I don't know, to the side, probably off the mat for you guys. So you're starting to feel this openness on the inside of that right thigh. And we're going to take our cat-cow with this leg out here. So when you feel nice and balanced here, as you inhale, drop that belly, gaze comes forward. And as you exhale, curl through that spine. So you're starting to feel this openness on that right leg. And we'll take this a little bit deeper. So as you inhale, coming into that cow pose, dropping the belly. As you exhale, curling back and sitting back into child's pose with the right leg extended out to the side. And flowing here, inhaling, pulling yourself back up. Exhale, curling back into this version of the child's pose. 3 more rounds here. And the next time you exhale, sitting back into child's pose with the leg out, let's hold this for 3 or 4 breaths. Breathing really into that inner thigh, feeling that nice openness. And we'll inhale, Back up. Keeping that right leg extended, gently walk the hands up to the body, straighten up the upper body. Inhale your arms up overhead. As you exhale, let that right hand come down, resting on top of that right leg. Inhale to get long to the left side of the body, and exhale, reaching over, starting to stretch out that left side, also feeling the stretch in that right leg. Breathe here. Gaze can be up towards the ceiling or straight ahead. Try to keep that right shoulder from pulling up towards the ear, keeping that space through the chest. Inhale that right arm back up. And as you exhale, let that left hand come down towards the mat. This is a good posture to use a block if you'd like, or a book, something to bring the floor to the ground, so that as you extend that right arm overhead, you can get this one long line from the right edge of the foot all the way up through the side body, through those right fingertips. Thinking about this hip, staying proud, maybe even coming towards me just a bit, or coming towards, as if I was moving it towards the camera here, feeling this bigger stretch through the right side body. And we'll gently bring our hands forward and let that right knee come in, back to tabletop. We'll take one round of cat-cow here. Inhaling, drop the belly. And exhaling, curling through that spine. Inhale to that neutral spine. We'll take it to the other side. So this time, straighten out that left leg behind you. Toes stay on the ground. And we'll start by dragging the left toes over to the right, to the outside of the right leg, and then gazing over that right shoulder, stretching out the left side of the body. Keeping those toes on the ground, we'll drag it all the way back, bringing it all the way out to the left side. Taking a moment here to get that weight between the hands and the knee. So we've got our tabletop with that left leg extended out to the side. Then we'll start moving through those cat-cows. As you inhale, dropping the belly, gaze comes forward. I feel a big difference between my right and left leg. Exhale, curling through the spine. So this is a much more intense stretch for me on this side. And let's start to move in and out of the child's pose here. So inhale one more time here. And as you exhale, beginning to sit back, curling through that spine into child's pose. Flowing forward and back here for a few rounds of breath. Inhaling forward, exhale, curling back. Inhale forward, exhale. One more round here. As you exhale, let's sit back into this child's pose with the extended left leg for a few breaths. See if you can find some release on the inside of this leg. And inhale back up to that tabletop. Walk your hands into the body, coming up on that right knee. Inhale the arms up. Let that left hand come down, resting on the left leg. Inhale to get long, and exhale, bending over the left leg, feeling that nice opening through the right side of the body. And we'll inhale, both arms back up. This time, let that right arm come down to the mat. Again, if you want to use a block or anything that brings the ground up to you, just this allows me to get that nice long line a little bit more. Whereas if I'm down on the ground, I feel like I don't quite have that same line from my foot all the way up to my hand. But either way, as long as you're feeling that nice opening through the left side of the body, maybe even think about your left hip coming forward just an inch. Getting that feeling like it's a bow and arrow, like you're pulling back that bow just slightly, getting a bigger stretch. Keep breathing. And we'll gently bring the hands back down in front of us, bringing the knees behind us, coming into that tabletop. One more round of that cat-cow, inhaling, dropping the belly, gaze comes forward, exhaling, curling through the spine. Inhale to that neutral back, curl the toes under, and exhale, push back into down dog. Taking 3 or 4 breaths here, just noticing how this down dog feels, how those hips feel, those knees, are they okay after kneeling for so long? And on the bottom of your next exhale, slowly walk those feet to the front of the mat. We'll hang out here in our ragdoll for a few breaths. Maybe arms fold inside the opposite elbows, just letting go, using gravity to help us with this inversion. Imagine the back of the legs just opening up here. As you inhale, straighten through the spine, getting that long line from the tailbone to the top of the head. Let's take a couple of breaths here, feeling the back of the leg stretch all the way up into the glutes. Inhale here, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. One more time, inhaling. Waking up the back of the legs, engaging those muscles, telling them we're going to need you to help me stand up and protect my lower back. So this time as you inhale, bend into your knees, straighten out through the back, bring those arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale here, and exhale, let those palms come forward, arriving in your mountain pose. Take a moment here to reconnect with that item of gratitude. What brings you joy? Noticing how your body feels, noticing if there's any other place you're holding tension that you can take a breath into and release. Now, one of my favorite arm movements, especially in the springtime, as you inhale, let the arms come wide, palms facing down, open through the chest. As you exhale, draw the elbows and the wrists together, tucking the chin. Inhale, bring those arms up and into a slight back bend. And exhale, let the arms float back down to your side. Follow your breath with this flow, inhaling, opening through the front of the body, gaze comes back. Exhale, tucking everything together, wrists and elbows, tucking that chin. Inhaling, growing tall, slight back bend. And exhale, arms come down. Follow your own breath here for 2 more rounds. This time, we'll inhale, open. Exhale, drawing it all in. And as you inhale this time, let's pause in this stance with our arms up in the air. This is actually a power pose, a pose that brings more confidence. Let's take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, bend into your knees slightly, get that flat back, and we're going to fold all the way forward. Protect your lower back by keeping that back nice and straight. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come back up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Diving forward. Inhale, flat back. This time, bring your hands to the mat. We're going to step that left foot back all the way, coming into our runner's lunge here. So take some time to get that nice wide stance, making sure your stride is long enough so that your right knee is over the right ankle and not forward. And then just take a moment to really press through that left heel, starting to feel that openness through the front of the left leg. Maybe even thinking about getting proud through the shoulders, let them drop down and that collarbone shining forward, the heart shining forward. Inhale here. And as you exhale, step that left foot forward, coming into your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up through standing. And then exhale, hands to heart. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Hands come to the mat, and this time we'll exhale and step that right leg back. Take your time, getting that nice long stride, and push through that right heel. Feeling that opening through the front of the right leg, shining the heart forward. Then we'll inhale our weight back into that left leg, and as you exhale, step that right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up through standing. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, flat back. Hands come to the mat. As you exhale, step that left foot back. This time, you can keep the knee off the ground, or you have an option to drop onto the left knee. We're going to plant into our left hand and inhale the right arm open to the side, twisting to the right. So any twist, you want to keep that length through the spine. Imagine yourself rotating around that spine. Pushing through that right heel, or if the knee's bent, you can take this option as well. Inhale here. Exhale, bring that right foot down, come off the left knee. Inhale your weight forward, and exhale, step that left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up through standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Hands come to the mat. Step that right foot back. Get your nice long stride. Same option here to keep the right knee up or to drop it down. We'll plant into the right hand and inhale, open that left arm to the side, twisting to the left. I feel the stretch on the outside of my left leg. Keep breathing. Try to keep those breaths deep even when your stomach is twisted. Take one more nice inhale here. And exhale, bring that left hand down. Inhale your weight forward into that left leg. And exhale, step the right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up through standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment. Let those palms come forward, reconnecting with your breath in your mountain pose. Noticing how your hips feel, how your quads feel. Is there a warm or cool sensation? Inhale those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Hands come to the mat. Exhale and step that left foot back. Take a moment here, pressing through that left heel. Gaze is forward, heart is open. And as you exhale, we'll straighten through the right leg and fold over it. And we'll flow here back and forth. Another nice pose to use a block. Inhaling to get that length, and exhale, folding over. The other option is if you want to use a wall or a piece of furniture, it's also really nice to get that sensation. So let's follow our breath here, inhaling forward, heart comes forward, feeling a stretch through the left hip. Exhale, straightening out to that right leg. Stretching out that hamstring. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, we'll inhale forward. And as you exhale, let's hold this fold for 3 or 4 breaths. Trying to keep that right hip back, feeling that nice stretch on the right hamstring, and I feel it on the right shin through the front of my foot. Inhale here, bending back into that right leg. We're going to bring our hands to the inside of the right foot and walk them through the center of the mat. Let the left heel drop and let the right foot pivot so that both toes are facing the side of the mat, getting ready for our wide-legged forward fold. So take a moment here to get that nice alignment with the feet parallel to each other, getting straight through the spine, and then slowly letting yourself fold forward, maybe walking those hands in line with the feet. Make sure you're not walking out the knees, and breathe here. Walk your hands back out underneath the shoulders, get straight through that spine. We're going to bend into our back leg, into our left leg, taking a deep lunge to the left, and let the right foot come up on the heel. So we're getting this really nice stretch on the inside of the right leg. Here. As you inhale, walk your hands back through center, let the right foot come down, and lunge all the way forward into that right foot, coming up on the left heel and feeling this nice stretch on the bottom of that left leg. I'm going to turn you all the way to the back of your mat. So start to walk your hands back towards center. Bend into that left knee. Come up on your right toes. Bring your hands around the left foot so you're facing the back of your mat in your low lunge, in your runner's lunge. Give yourself a moment to make sure you're good alignment here. Pushing through the right heel. Left knee should be right over that left foot. And we're going to do that same flow we did on the other side. Inhaling gets broad through the chest. Heart shines forward. Feeling the stretch on the front of the right leg. And as you exhale, straighten through that left leg, folding over. Follow your breath here. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, folding. One more round. As you exhale, let's hold the stretch. So your left leg is straightened out. Make sure you're not locking up the knee. Really bringing that left hip back, trying to keep it equal with the right. Feeling that nice opening with the hamstring and maybe even through the shin on that left leg. As you inhale, bend back into that left knee. Bring your hands around that left foot. One more inhale here. As you exhale, step the right foot forward so you'll be at the back of your mat in your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment in your mountain pose facing the back of your mat. Maybe connecting again with your intention today. And I'll just have you turn around so you can face me again if you're not already. And we're going to come into our balancing pose today, into our tree pose. So take a moment to spread the weight out between both feet, maybe even feel your weight shifting side to side. Lift up all 10 toes, stretch them wide. If you can lower them down, keeping that gentle micro bend in the knees so they're not locked out, engaging the core. Let's bring our weight over into our left foot. Feeling that center of gravity, balance on top of that left foot. When you're ready, inhale the right knee high, and then exhale, bring the knee out to the side. Let the foot come above or below the kneecap. Just make sure it's not right on the kneecap. You can also bring the toes to the ground. If you're feeling really challenged with balance today, another option is just to bring the feet together and close your eyes. Also, not the easiest thing to do. Find a drishti, a spot that's not moving, and see if you can reconnect with that breath. Take one more breath here. Let that right knee come forward. Step it down and shake it out. Take a moment to bring your weight to the other side and to the right foot. Engage your core. Once you feel balanced, inhaling that left knee high, and then exhaling, letting the left foot come to the leg. Again, just make sure it's not right on your kneecap. Breathe here. We'll inhale that left knee forward, step it down, and shake it out. All right, let's make our way down to the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, straighten through the spine. Hands come to the mat, and we're going to step back right into our down dog. So step to the back of the mat and let those hips push back. Feeling how different the back of your legs feel. Those hamstrings feel a little bit more open. Let's inhale to drop down to hands and knees. Sit back and let the feet come around to the front. All right, let's bring our legs nice and wide, and we'll bring that left foot into the inside of the right leg. Get nice and tall through that spine. Turn your body so that your shoulders are square around that right leg. Inhale the arms up, and as you exhale, fold forward over that right leg. Deepen your breath. Slowly start to walk your hands up that leg, getting your spine nice and tall again. Turn your shoulders, so now you're framing that bent knee. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, let that right arm come down, palm facing up on the inside of the right leg. Inhale to get long, and then exhale, bending over, keeping that left shoulder stacked on top of the right, so your chest is nice and open, gaze is up towards that arm or towards the ceiling, feeling that nice opening in the lower back down into the right, into the left hip. Breathe here. One more deep breath. And we'll inhale back up. Take this right leg and we're going to bend it backwards so that that right foot comes back to our side. So our left foot is still right on that right thigh, and our right leg is bent backwards here. Try to get tall through that spine one more time. So you're going to want to just come at this angle. See if you can get straight up as much as possible. Inhale those arms up. And as you exhale, turn away from the feet, turning to the left, coming into a mermaid twist here. So my right hand comes across to the left knee, and my left arm is behind me, keeping me up straight in that spine. Breathe here. Coming back through center, we'll straighten out the right leg, straighten out that left leg, and fold that right foot into the inside of the left thigh. Taking a moment, sitting up nice and straight here, turning to square your shoulders around that left leg. Inhale those arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Deep breaths here. Noticing if you have other things starting to come back through your mind as we slow down the practice, or if you're able to stay focused on that breath and stay present. One more deep breath here. And slowly walk the hands up the body, getting straight to that spine, turning so that you're framing the bent knee. Inhale those arms up. Let that left hand come down. Inhale to get length through the right side, and exhale, bending over here. Take one more deep breath here. Inhale back up through center. We'll take the left leg this time and bend that leg, that foot back by our side, back to our butt. Try to get straight up through that spine. Inhale the arms up, and exhale, twist away from the feet. Let that left arm come across to the right knee. Right arm behind you, keeping you nice and tall. And settle into your mermaid twist. Gently coming out of that twist. Straighten out those legs out in front of you. Make sure your knees are feeling good. Feel free to get your socks on or your sweater if you're feeling getting ready to settle back onto our mat. Keep those knees bent up and slowly lower yourself down onto your back. Take a moment just to let your back lie flat against the ground. Let's inhale to stretch our arms and legs nice and long. Exhale, draw those knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Maybe rocking a little bit side to side, front to back. And feel free to add any final postures or stretches that feel good. Maybe a happy baby would feel really nice right now, or another supine twist, whatever final motions your body needs to get ready for Shavasana. And when you're ready, you can let those legs come out straight. If you're feeling any pressure in that lower back, option to keep the knees bent up towards the ceiling, or to let the soles of the feet come together. Palms come to your side, palms facing up. And just take a couple breaths, maybe connecting one last time to that intention today, to that thing that you're grateful for. I'm grateful that all of you are here, that we're all living this crazy life right now. And we'll just take a couple minutes to relax here in our Shavasana. And start to deepen that breath, bringing your awareness back into your space. Gently waking up the body, whatever way feels good today. Whenever you're ready, taking a nice stretch overhead. Bringing those knees into the chest and making your way over onto your right side in a fetal position. And with eyes closed, gently pushing yourself up to a seat. So nice to see all of you this morning. For many of you, happy Mother's Day. Thank you for all you've done to raise good kids. And I hope you have a really nice day and find some things to bring you joy and to be grateful for today. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.